My son failed a DNA test at school. It says I'm not his father. My wife has been dead for 6 years, and I was there when he was born. The results made no sense until I called the hospital. My son Tyler is 12. Last month, his school did one of those genetics projects where kids test their DNA and learn about inherited traits. Tyler came home confused. Dad, the test says you're not my biological father. That's wrong, right? I laughed it off. School tests aren't always accurate, buddy. Don't worry about it. But that night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about it. I was there when Tyler was born. Held him the moment he came out. Cut the cord myself. He had my wife's eyes and my nose. Everyone said so. My wife Claire died 6 years ago. Cancer. She fought for 2 years and lost. Tyler was 6 when she passed. He barely remembers her now. Just photos and stories. The idea that he wasn't mine felt like a betrayal of her memory. I bought a real DNA test, the kind with a certified lab and legally admissible results. I swabbed Tyler's cheek while he slept, telling myself I was being ridiculous. The results came back in 10 days. Not the biological father. 0% probability of paternity. I read it 15 times. There had to be a mistake. Claire and I were together since college. She never cheated. I would have known. We shared everything. I called the testing company. They confirmed the results were accurate. Suggested I might want to investigate further. I went through Claire's things that night. Boxes I hadn't touched since she died. Letters, photos, medical records. In her medical file from the pregnancy, I found something strange. There was a note about a potential sample mix-up at the fertility clinic. We'd done one round of IUI because we'd had trouble conceiving naturally. The note was dated 2 weeks after Tyler was born. Someone had flagged a possible error. No follow-up documented. My hands shook as I called the hospital the next morning. After being transferred 6 times, I finally reached someone in medical records. I need information about a possible sample mix-up at your fertility clinic 12 years ago. The woman on the phone went quiet for a very long time. Sir, I'm going to need to transfer you to our legal department. 2 hours later, I was sitting in a conference room with 3 lawyers and a hospital administrator. They already knew why I was there. There was an incident, the administrator said carefully. 12 years ago, our clinic had a labeling error. 2 samples were switched during an IUI procedure. I couldn't breathe. You're telling me my son isn't biologically mine because someone switched samples? That's what the investigation suggested, yes. The families were never notified because the error was caught after both pregnancies were already successful. The decision was made at the time to not disclose. Who made that decision? Silence. The lawyers exchanged glances. The previous administration. So somewhere out there, there's a man raising my biological child while I've been raising his? More silence. We don't have contact information for the other family. The records from that time are incomplete. I hired a lawyer. Then I hired a genetic genealogist. Between court orders and DNA databases, it took 8 months to find the other family. Their name was Bennett. They lived 3 hours away. They had a 12-year-old son named Cooper, who was actually my biological child, and they'd never known either. The first meeting was the most surreal experience of my life. I sat across from Jim and Wendy Bennett in a mediator's office. They looked as shell-shocked as I felt. Cooper doesn't know yet, Wendy said, her voice breaking. We don't know how to tell him. Neither does Tyler. We looked at photos of each other's sons. Cooper had my eyes. Tyler had Jim's chin. 2 boys raised by the wrong fathers because someone at a hospital made a clerical error. The lawsuits are still ongoing. The hospital offers settlement, but it's not about money. It's about 12 years of lies. 12 years of raising someone else's child while your biological son grew up in another house. Tyler knows now. I told him last month. He cried and asked if I still loved him. I held him and promised that DNA doesn't make a family, that I'd been his father since the day he was born, and nothing would change that. But do you want to know your real dad? He asked. You are my real dad, but maybe we can meet them someday, see what they're like. We're planning a meeting next month. Both families, both boys. I don't know what to expect. Part of me is angry at everyone. The hospital, the administrators who covered it up, even Claire somehow, for not pushing harder when that note appeared in her file. But mostly, I just look at Tyler and know that biology isn't everything. He's my son. He's been my son for 12 years. A DNA test doesn't change midnight feedings and first steps and homework help and baseball games. Cooper is out there with my genetic code, and I'll probably want to know him someday. But Tyler is my boy. The hospital can take their settlement and their apologies. They can't take that.